difficult moments, depression, suicidal thoughts, suicide itself, homicide, addictions, gambling, unemployment, gender-based violence, defilement in our homes. Mention it. There is a lot that all of us are going through. And it's hard each and every day that goes by. Especially if you have to put up and show up like you're strong. It's frustrating. When you know deep down in your heart, all that you just want to do is sit down, break down, and cry. Vent, complain. That's what you want to do. But the way people know you, the way people see you, you are not eligible to complain, so to say. So it's not surprising. All of these things nowadays are not surprising. It's not surprising. When you hear a person has committed suicide, we're not surprised. When we hear a person has accumulated a lot of debt as a result of gambling, we ain't surprised. We ain't surprised. Because it's happening around us and within us. But are we going to keep quiet just because these things have become normal in our midst? No. For the love of humanity and for the love of God that still reigns in us, we'll raise a voice. We'll not be silent about it. We'll raise a voice. We'll speak about it. Because it is in our speaking about it that somebody out there will be able to get the help that they need. We'll not wait until people have gone down the drain and be able to say, oh no, shame. But we'll speak about it. Because the goal, the aim is to save humanity. So I hope you are not keeping quiet about it. I hope you are voicing out in your own capacity, in your own space. Welcome to the Spotlight, where we have meaningful conversations that edify, equip, and ignite the pursuit of purpose. Previously, we looked at suicide. We looked at gambling. We looked at how families should deal with suicide. And we felt it upon our hearts that it would be very important, or these episodes would be incomplete if we do not talk about opening up. Because the only way to get help from suicidal thoughts or a suicidal attempt is for you to be able to open up. The only way for the family to be able to recover or be able to accept and move past the incident of death of a loved one by suicide is opening up. The only way for us to stop gender-based violence is for us to open up. The only way to stop child development is for us to be able to open up. The only way for us to be able to end addictions is in order for us to open up. So opening up is a key to a lot of things. The only way for us to be able to avoid homicide is in order for us to be able to open up. The only way for us to overcome depression or mental illnesses is in order for us to open up. If we open up, we are opening doors to places, to dark places that could have led to a person maybe committing suicide or a person living a hopeless life. So if we open up, then we are helping a lot of people. So that's the reason why today, on this amazing episode on a Saturday, 18 p.m., we're having a conversation about opening up. So when a person says opening up, what exactly comes to your mind, or what's the first thing that comes to your mind or to your heart when you hear opening up? I think a majority of the times when people are talking, they'll be like, no, you should just open up. You know, like you should just open up. You should open up and talk to him. Open up and talk to her. Open up and talk to your boss. Open up and talk to your mom. Like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? So, opening up is sharing inner feelings, inner thoughts about yourself with a trusted person. This could be a partner, this could be a friend, this could be a pastor, or this could be a counselor. So it is just you sharing the things that are so deep about you, where your thoughts are, where your emotions are. You get to share with this person that you actually trust. It means you being honest and vulnerable and letting other people know about how you truly feel. Like you sitting down and telling another person to say, I can't lie to you, but I feel like there is no hope for me. I feel like there is no future ahead of me. I feel like this is it. I feel unloved. I feel unappreciated. I feel like death is an option, like the only option for me. That's what opening up is all about. You sitting down and telling yourself to say, I don't see a future for myself. You sitting down and telling a trusted person to say, I am battling with an addiction. You sitting down and telling a trusted person to say, I am being abused by my wife or by my girlfriend. Not with an aim that the other person, you should be, they should look down on you, but with an aim of that person helping you find a solution to what you are going through. That is what opening up is. It also means you learning to be honest with yourself. The majority of the times, the easiest way for us to actually be able to open up is when we're being honest, first of all, with ourselves. Because you will not go and start telling somebody what you are going through if you have not come to a conclusion or a realization of what is happening in your life, which requires you to be honest, to say, yes, I am being abused. You accept within yourself to say, yes, I am being abused. Yes, I am an addict. Yes, I am a compulsive a gambler. Yes, I am depressed. Yes, I am feeling all of these things. It all comes to you being honest and learning to be honest with yourself. That's what opening up is all about. So just you simply expressing yourself, expressing your emotions. You know, this when we express ourselves, when we talk about the things that we are going through, it actually helps us to move towards our recovery, to move towards health, both physically and mentally. It helps us to actually recover. I know nowadays it's very difficult for us to open up. This is because the moment you share your story, you have given people content. You have given people content. You share with them to say, actually, I'm having a struggle. There is this and this that's going on in my life. The next minute is they've gone live. They've made a video about it. So all of those things. But there are genuine people out there, people that are really looking out for you, that would actually want you to get the help that you need. And you need to identify those people and be able to open up to them so that we may be able to become more healthy and be able to conquer some of the things that we are going through. So now, why is opening up very difficult? The majority of us. You can be very expressive. Like, for example, I'll give you an example of myself. I am very expressive. If you've met me in person, I am very expressive. I talk. I think about anything that you would want us to talk about, I'll be there, and all of those things. But you discover that if something is affecting me, it's very difficult for me to just come out and open up and say, yo, I think I'm having demand food. It's in rare cases. It's in rare cases that you would find me open up about things that are affecting me. The majority of the times, I carry the burden on my own. Because to start with, I don't want to burden you with my issues. I don't want to share my issues with my mom and my dad, because at this point I feel like those guys are a bit old and it's not fair to burden them, you know? And sometimes I don't want to stress my friends. So there are quite a number of reasons why a number of us don't open up. Yeah. And sometimes people will not open up about what they're going through, but they will just start posting on their social media. They'll start throwing up to my memes that are relating to how they're feeling, you know, all of those things. So posting things on social media is not a good way of opening up. I know right now it has become a trend. Whenever we are going through things, we'll go live on social media and talk about what we are going through. For some, luckily, they've gotten the help that they needed. But for some, we have become laughing stocks. And for others, it has actually led them into depression. Others, it has pushed them in dark places because they opened up to social media. So, social media is not a place where you bring issues that are so dear to your heart. That's not a place we bring those issues to. We must be able to communicate how we feel or open up about how we feel the right way to the right people. The majority of the times, if you have ever gone through a live session where somebody is expressing themselves or opening up, yes, there will be people that will respond in a positive way, and there will be people that will respond in a negative way. But social media is not a place where you open up about your personal issues. Yes, we can put up things like, our wedding photos, our graduation things, and all of those things. But social media is not a place where we bring the things that we are struggling with. That place is for learning other things and having fun, and not for your personal issues. Not for your personal issues. I hope we are following each other on that point. I hope I have made enough emphasis on that point. Yeah. So why do we struggle to open up? Number one is our upbringing. A majority of the things stem from our upbringing, how we were brought up. If the environment that we grew up in didn't allow us to be vulnerable, didn't allow us to show a weak side of us, we were expected to be strong. We were expected to perform at 100% at all costs. Then in our adulthood, it will be very difficult for us to be able to open up about things that are affecting us. And if in your childhood you were allowed to be strong and weak, it becomes easy for you to actually open up. But in an African setup, you complaining about certain things is a sign, or was a sign, no, it's still a sign of weakness. So even when it comes to a man cannot come and complain that he feels like giving up. We will consider him to be a weak man. So our men are not wired from childhood to express themselves. They must conceal, because how can a provider become weak? How can a protector become weak? So a man is not allowed to show a weaker side of himself, to become vulnerable. If you have heard Abo Chungu's song, Mwamuna Samalila, you'd hear to say He's talking about the father dying, and he's not allowed to cry. He is now supposed to carry the family on his shoulders. So it's very difficult. For women, sometimes it's easy for us to open up because we yap a lot, we talk a lot, and because we are told to be, we know that women are emotional beings, so the majority of the times we'll vent in our talking. But a man is not supposed to be talkative, he's supposed to be concealed. He is supposed to be the calm one. But did you know that there is a lot of war that is raging in a lot of men's lives? And if there are people who are supposed to open up more, it is the men. Because abuse of a man goes unnoticed in our society. A man will be abused in his home, right, left, and center. But he will not make mention of it. He will keep quiet about it. A boy child will be defiled, will be abused. And it cannot be brought to the open. Why? Because he's a man. So our upbringing has a lot to do with our ability, with our inability to actually open up. To make, anyways, okay, cool. Yeah. So that was on upbringing. Then number 2, we're saying emotional language. We were not taught on how to express ourselves. We were not nurtured on how to vocalize our emotions. All that we know is, okay, so all of us are learning. It's new. Opening up, it's new. What do I even say if I want to open up? It's new. So emotional, we don't know those things. Steve Ziba I say. Ukamechako mtima wako kutishinkale bwanji manje. Kutishinkale bwa? So it's new to all of us. So it's difficult for people to open up. But this is something that we should inculcate in our children, us that parents now, us that will become parents in the near future. We should be able to teach our children to be able to express how they feel. Not that manje they become simps and all of those things. They're simping the right way. That word is for the anyways. Yeah. Not that they become what's the word? Yo, chizungu chaenda. Yeah. But we should teach our children to express themselves, to express how they feel exactly. Then number 3, previous experiences. So being rejected after being vulnerable to somebody can be the worst pain you can ever go through. Imagine sitting down and pouring your heart to somebody about what you are going through, and they fail to accept what you are going through. It's like one of the most frustrating things that you can ever go through. Yeah, like one of the most frustrating things that you can ever go through. So it becomes like very, very difficult. Or worst cases where you open up to somebody about what you are going through and the person takes advantage of you. You open up to say, this is what I am going through. And they use the same things that you have told them against you. A caution to women. Right now, I know there is this whole trend where women are so excited and they're like, no, we want our men to be more vulnerable to us, to be more open to us, and all of those things. Like we are routing for it, like we are really pushing for the agenda for men to open up more to us. But my question to you is, are we women really ready for men to open up to us? Like, are we women really ready for men to open up to us? And do we have the capacity to hold a man's vulnerability and not be able to use it against him? And not be able to use it against him. Now, for a man to be able to open up to you as a woman, you must have really earned his trust, and you must have really created an environment where he really feels safe. to actually put the guard down. You know, I think Delilah was not a bad person as much as we want to look at her to be a bad person. I know the preachers of the gospel will be like, Chileshe, what's all that? But Delilah knew how to make a man feel safe. Though she used his vulnerability for a wrong reason, but that's something that we women should learn. Guys, what am I? Yeah, but then you've understood what I am saying. So when a man tells you what he is going through, please, I beg you, honest, don't use it against him. Because the moment you use that against him, he's going to lock and he will never open up to you. So, yeah. So, anyways, back to the point, previous experiences, where you get rejected after being vulnerable to a person, where a person uses the information that you have used, the information that you've told them, they use it against you or they take advantage of you. Still on men, you know, there is a year, I don't know what year exactly it is, where a garden boy was raped by his boss's wife. I think if I'm not mistaken, he was 17. If you can go and look at the comments that were written by fellow humans, yeah, because all of us on social media are humans, eh? Yeah. You would be saddened, you would be broken to say people did not consider the fact that this young person was abused by his boss. In the same light, it's very difficult for men to open up about their struggles. Because how does a man even go to the police and report a case to say, I've been beaten by my wife? The first things that he's going to receive, the first mockery is not even from women. The first mockery is going to be by his fellow men. The police people are the ones that are going to sit down and laugh at him and say, Iwe, wemwamuna chabe mkulu wonse mkaza ngakumenye iwe. You know? When it comes to issues of rape, a man being raped, people will ask questions like, but you had an erection, eh? And then people will laugh, and then you want to call that rape. Even men deserve to be asked consent. It's not just women that should be asked, that should be asked for a consent. Even men should be asked for a consent to say, yeah. And people will say things like, iwe, ndiyo ya mahal, and then you come back to raping. We have seen men that have been sodomized and they cannot come out here and talk about it. Why? Because they are men. So I think part of the reasons why it's hard to open up, I think gender also plays a role in how easy it is for us to open up or not. It's difficult for men to open up. That's just the truth. It's difficult for men to open up. So being a man already disadvantages you from opening up about your struggles. But who are the people that needs more help? I think it's the men. Because if a man feels safe and protected in his nature of being a man, then a child and a woman is safe. But if a man feels like there is a war that is raging within him, a woman and a child is not safe. So let's raise our voices for the men. Yes, let's raise our voices for the men. You know, we sit down and the girls' rights have been spoken about, a woman is protected, and all of those things. Where does that leave our boy child? Where, like, the rights of a boy child? You know, at the end of the day, it's beginning to feel like a woman is against a man. which is not the case. And now all of us are growing up with men are evil, and men are also thinking women are evil. So at the end of the day, the world is not a safe place for both of us. So if we're going to raise a voice, let's raise a voice for both men and women. Let's raise a voice for both a girl child and a boy child. Let's not advocate for more rights for a girl child and leave a boy child disadvantaged. I think I've moved out of topic. We digress. Back to the topic. Yeah. So, and then number 4, we are saying we're scared to admit our fears. Yeah, we're scared to admit our fears. The majority of the times, we don't want people to come out here and know exactly what's going on with us. We're scared to let people in. We are scared to allow people to see us for who we really, really are. So hence, we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. And the other thing is that we are afraid of being judged. You know? We are afraid of being judged. We don't want people to come and say, even you are struggling with this addiction. Like, we don't want to be judged because of the things that we are going through. We would rather people continue to see us as strong and perfect humans. We don't want people to see us or to see our nakedness for what it is. We don't want people to see us to say, I am also suicidal, I am also depressed, I am also anxious, I also don't know what the future holds. We are so scared to let people in because we are afraid to face our fears and we are afraid to be judged. Yeah. An unfortunate thing is our inability to open up has had a negative impact on us because we are taking in and we don't have so like what usually happens to a balloon, maybe for example, when you are blowing in air into a balloon, if you keep blowing air inside, it's going to reach a point where it can no longer expand, which will lead to it exploding. It's the same thing even with us. When we have concealed so many things within us, at a certain point, it will be very difficult for us to take in more because life as it is, it will keep on bringing things to us. So when our expansion has reached its elastic limit, it will definitely explode. So the explosion may turn into different things. It may turn into suicide. It may, like suicide is the worst of it, all. It may turn into us borrowing money because we are struggling with an addiction and we would have accumulated a lot of debt. It may explode into destroying our family. It may explode into a lot of crime, a lot of abuse out there. So it's very important that we open up. It's very important that we open up. My dear brothers, it's okay to open up to the right people, people that you can trust. You don't have to conceal everything. Men matter too. You are also human. You are also loved. You are also cared for. And we want you to be in the best version of yourself. Because if a man is in the best version of himself, we women are the beneficiaries of it. In as much as we don't want to accept that. But if a man is in the best version of himself, it's the women and the children that benefit. Because, okay, men are good people. Men are good people. You can't tell me otherwise. Men are good people. Anyways. So it's okay to seek for help. Yeah, like it's very okay to seek for help. It's very okay to seek for help. So now, remember, it's a spotlight where we have meaningful conversations that edify, equip, and ignite the pursuit of purpose. And today, just like any other amazing Saturday, we are talking about opening up. So welcome to everybody that has just joined in. Yeah, so we've defined what opening up is, and we were just looking at. Can you comment what we're just looking at? So we were just looking at why it's hard for us to open up. So number one, we've said our upbringing makes it very difficult for us to actually be vulnerable because all of us were taught to be strong from our childhood. Then emotional language, we were never taught on how to express ourselves. Then gender also is part of the reasons why it's very difficult for us to open up. It's easy for a man to open up. No, it's easy for a woman to open up compared to a man, because a man must uphold him being strong, being a provider that he is. Yeah, he just has to be strong. But it's okay for you people, it's okay for men to be weak, and it's okay for men to actually open up. Then number three, we were saying previous experiences where somebody takes advantage of you based on the information that you have told them, or sometimes people rejecting you after you have expressed or opened up to them. And then we're scared to admit our fears. We don't want people to see exactly what's happening in our lives. And then we're also afraid of being judged. Like, yeah, Naimwe, you are struggling with this, can't you? So we would rather conceal and deal with our struggles on our own because we don't want people to judge us or anything of that kind. So at this particular point, we are going to look at the importance of opening up. So in case I have missed any point on those, or there is something else that you would feel we should add to why it's difficult for us to open up, please, you can comment. Yes, as you comment, tag somebody, mention somebody's name to say the spotlight is on, and today we are talking about opening up. So why is it important for us to be able to open up about the things that we are going through, or open up about the things that are affecting us? So number one is that your emotions will not magically go away. They will not disappear. How you are feeling is not going to disappear by you ignoring them. Ignoring the fact that you are being abused will not, I repeat, will not cause the abuse to go away. Actually, the more you conceal, the more you keep quiet about what you are going through. If it's an issue of somebody mistreating you or somebody abusing you, the longer you keep quiet about it, they will continue abusing you because you have not opened up to somebody. The same thing about that addiction, the same thing about depression or any other thing that you might be going through. It will not magically go away by you ignoring it. Keeping it inside, concealing it inside, does not help. Your emotions, like, it's important that you open up. If we have to find a solution to what you are going through, you must be able to open up about what you are going through. Concealing it, keeping it is not the way to go. It will eat you up. Then the day that you are going to explode, it will be too late. It will be very difficult for people to actually help you out. The number two is that talking about your feelings makes them valid. Okay? They are valid, like your feelings are valid. It helps you to be validated. What you are feeling, what you're experiencing, it's real. Your emotions are real. You are depressed. It's real. It's not just something that you're creating in your head. So it is via you talking about what you are feeling that will help you to actually get the help that you need. If you keep quiet, we will never know that you are going through things. The number three is that you will be understood and supported. I know it's difficult in our time and era to express yourself. I know. But I believe to say, not everybody out there is against you. Not everybody out there wants to use the information that you would tell them against you. There are people that are genuine out there. There are people that are truthful and honest out there. There are people that are really looking forward to you becoming what you desired to become at the very beginning when you are putting up your plans. There are people out there that genuinely care for you, and if only you can open up about what you are going through, then they will be able to understand exactly why you are acting like that, why you are behaving like that, and then they will be able to get you the right help that you need. If you stay quiet, help will not come. Help is only going to come if you share what you are feeling and invite people in to see exactly what is going on. When the damage has gone deep down in the roots, it might be difficult for people to actually help you. I know the struggle is too much. The last time you opened up to somebody, somebody took advantage of you. I know. I understand that the last time that you opened up to somebody, somebody judged you and they rejected you. I understand. But it's not everybody that you're going to open up to that will reject you. People are still out here and they're willing to help you. You deserve that help. You deserve that support. You deserve to be understood. But we can only understand what's happening to you if you express yourself. If you express yourself. Help is always within us and around us. If only we can invite people and give people a chance to help you. And the only way people can help you and me with the things that are happening in our lives is when we open up. So it's very important. I don't know how much I can stress that. It's very important. Brother man, I know the addiction has gone, it has grown roots, I know. But if you open up, people will be able to help you. I know it's now difficult. Women are now more like objects, or men are now objects to you because of how much you've gone deep into the addiction of porn. But if you speak to somebody, somebody might be able to help you out there. Remember the experiences that you're experiencing right now. You're not the first person to experience them. A number of people have experienced that. And people have actually come out of those addictions. If you keep quiet, those people will not be able to help you. Our help sometimes lies with the person that is standing next to us. And that person can only be able to help us if we are able to voice out what we are experiencing. So open up today to somebody and you will receive the help that you need. So number 4 is that opening up also helps us to gain a new perspective. The majority of the times when we feel overwhelmed, when we feel shattered, we feel hopeless, we feel pushed down the drain, we have reached a rock bottom, it looks like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes we have come to a conclusion to say, maybe death is the only option at this particular point. Maybe we have said, I think it's too much. I will just do whatever that I can do to her. I will kill her, or I will do whatever that I am going to do to her. Yes, I understand. It has taken, because you are overwhelmed by your emotions. And I understand. I have been to a place before where I felt like death was the only option. I have been there before. Now, it's through opening up that somebody will be able to look at your situation from a different perspective and be able to give you that perspective, which will also help you to open up your mind, because your mind is blocked. Your thought process is blocked by the things that you're going through, by your emotions, by the abuse, the pain, the anger that you're going through. Hence, you cannot be able to see past. It's more like your thinking capacity has been reduced. So when you open up to another person, they will be able to look at your life or look at your situation from a different perspective, and they will be able to help you out. Trust me, I struggled to open up, I think back in 2021, 2022. I had a very rough time, a very rough season of my life. And I really reached, I think I reached I reached past fear. Palastview. But it was through opening up that I had to see a different perspective of life. There is more to life than the things that you have gone through. There is a brighter side of life besides the things that you have gone through. I understand, not that I am not validating the things that you have gone through or how you're feeling. I am validating that. I am acknowledging how you feel. All that I want you to see is that there is a different side, or there is the other side of the coin. The coin does not only have one face, it also has a tail. Opening up helps you to see the other side of the coin. I know right now you're looking at life from a dark perspective. You're looking at life as something that is harsh, something that is hard. But if you look at life sometimes from another person's lens, you will be able to actually pick yourself up again. It doesn't have to end in death. It doesn't have to end in you wasting your life. It doesn't have to end in you become an alcoholic. It doesn't have to end in you becoming a prostitute. It doesn't have to end in you becoming an addict. It doesn't have to. There is a hope that even you can be able to come out of whatever that you're going through and be able to see the light. To say there is a bright side at the end of the tunnel. I may not be able to see clearly, but I believe that at the end of the tunnel, I will be able to see the light. It might not shine bright, but there is definitely a light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes the only way to see that light is via you opening up to somebody. They will be able to give you a new perspective to it. Remember, this is the spotlight, where we have meaningful conversations that edify, equip, and ignite the pursuit of purpose. Until all of us become, we will not relent. We are not leaving any person behind. We are not leaving the women behind. We're not leaving that girl child, that boy child behind. We are not even leaving the men behind. Because for a better future, we need men to be in their right state of mind. We need them to be confident. For a better future, we need women to be in their right state of mind, and we need them to be confident and happy about themselves. We need to protect the boy child. We also need to protect a girl child if we must be able to have a brighter future ahead of us. Now the question could be, how do I then open up? What are some of the things that I'm supposed to consider as I am opening up? So number one, we're saying, I hope we're following. So number one, we're saying, find the right people to talk to. Ask yourself a question. Do I feel comfortable with this person? Do I feel safe? Do I feel respected by this person? Is this person looking out for my good? If I told this person what's happening to me, will they be able to hold my hand up to the end of the tunnel? Will they walk this journey with me until I gain my right state of mind? Now, I know a number of us have friends. I know we have friends. But it's not every friend that you can open up to about what's happening to you. Some friends should just know partial things about you, surface things about you, not very deep things about you. So if you have to be vulnerable and open up to people about what's going on in your life, you must be able to find the right people. So try and identify those people. Those people could be leaders from church. Again, it's not every leader in church that you can open up to. Because some leaders, you tell them the information, the next minute, you are the same one on Sunday. And also, even ask the people that other people are going to come and open up to. If something is beyond you, you can't help this person, refer them to a person that can be able to help them. Refer them to a person that is able to open up, that is able to help them out. And let's also keep confidentiality. You people that you are being told things. A brother, a sister comes and opens up to you about their struggles. And then you open up to other people. Before you realize it, the whole church knows to say this brother is struggling with gambling, or he's struggling with masturbation, or she's struggling with masturbation, she's struggling with porn, she's struggling with debt. Let's keep the things that we are being taught, or we are not taught, we are being told. Yeah, that's the right word. Yeah, we're being told. So identify those people that can be able to help you out. Church leaders. That family member that is lit. There is always a lit family member. There is always that lit aunt, that lit uncle. They are there. They will help you throughout the process. Talk to your mom. Talk to your dad. They will be able to help you out. At the hospital, you will find psychosocial counselors. Find them and talk to them. People that will give you a safe space to pour out your heart, and they will not be able to judge you. They will listen to you. And sometimes opening up sometimes that does not mean that this person is going to help us find solutions to what we are going through. Sometimes it's just this person sitting there and just listening to you. Walida, if mina nefilamba fya sankana, then afterwards you would have gained a new perspective on what you should do next. Because sometimes the answer does not even lie from somewhere else. I was once told to say, the answer is within you. And trust me, I believe the answer is always within us. And if we're not able to find the answer within us, somebody will be able to give us a perspective to say, this is where the answer is. So find the right people to open up to. People that you can trust. People that want the best for you. Then the other thing, number 2, is say what's on your mind. When you find these right people, express yourself. Pour out exactly how you feel. Sometimes the biggest struggle is we don't know exactly how we feel, or we don't know what we want to say. But I will tell you this. Whichever you want to start from, whichever way you want to start from. So the person that I usually open up to, whenever I tell them to say, I don't know where to start from, they always tell me, start from anywhere. Start from anywhere. It doesn't matter where you start from anywhere. If you're going to start from crying and ending with the explanation, or explaining and then crying, just start. Just pour out your heart. Don't even be shy. Just, as long as you know that you're safe with them, and as long as you know that they hold the best interest for you at heart, start from anywhere. They'll understand. Whether you mumbo jumbo the things, just say it. Say it. But know exactly what you want to tell them, what you want to talk about. But just make sure that you say exactly how you feel. You tell them to say, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. If the relationship is abusive and you can't do it anymore, go and find somebody that you can talk to. They don't have to bring your dead body home. You don't have to die for us to know that you really tried. If the relationship is abusive, it's okay for you to walk away. It's okay. If your environment at work is no longer conducive, it's abusive, you can't take it anymore, it's okay to walk away and find something else to do. But the most important thing is we open up so that we should be able to find a solution. And sometimes the solution is letting go. That's the solution. Then number 3, open up physically. I think it's much more effective to sit down with somebody face to face and have a conversation with them compared to having a conversation on phone. Most especially if you're suicidal. I don't think it's advisable for you to talk to somebody on phone. I prefer you actually have a conversation with them in person. Yeah. And if you're helping somebody who is suicidal or somebody who is struggling with depression and all of those things, I would advise that you actually have conversations with them in person compared to you having a conversation with them on phone. As this helps you, the person that is helping the other person, to know the extent of their emotions. Because per phone, especially if you texting, no. No. Texting is actually not advisable. Helping somebody who's going through a struggle via text, it's not, because you'll not be able to get their emotions for what they are. Like sending crying emojis, yeah. Have a physical talk with them. It becomes easy because you will be able to know exactly how far they have gone with whatever that they are going through. Very important. Very, very, very important. Then the other thing is, if we have to open up, then we must be able to connect with family as well as friends, as well as other people. Because the majority of the times, it's very difficult for us to communicate, or it's very difficult for us to come up and be able to talk about the things that we are going through. Let's say, for example, you and I have not spoken over 6 months or over a year. How do I even open up to you? It's very difficult. So let's make sure that we stay in touch, we socialize, we create these bonds, we create these networks, we create these safe spaces so that we are able, so that it becomes easy for us to communicate when things are happening to us. And it's easy for people to actually support you because they would have known exactly at least what's going on. And the connecting part also is very important in order for us to just feel like we belong, feel like we are still loved. Because I think part of the hierarchy of needs, there is love and acceptance. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, there is love and acceptance, where we want to belong to, we want to belong somewhere. We want to feel a part of something, which is a family. And opening up becomes easy if we are constantly in communication with other people. And then the last point is seek for professional help. Let's say you've tried talking to people, you've tried talking to your friends, the suicidal thoughts are not going away. The gambling issues is not going away. The addiction is not going away. The struggles that you're going through are not going away. Maybe at this particular point, we should be able to seek professional help, professional therapists and counselors. We should be able to go and get the help that we need so that they help us to navigate our emotions and help us to actually find a way to go through it all. Sometimes it's very difficult to open up to your family and your friends. And let's say, for example, you as a pastor, you are the one who's depressed and you are the head of the church. You are not the head of the church. I'm wrong. You're not the head of the church. Christ is the head of the church. And you are a senior pastor of the church. It's very difficult for you as a man of God to open up to an elder or to a deacon. Because at the end of the day, you are supposed to be seen as a strong vessel in the church. So it's very important that we look for professional help. And sometimes I feel it's much more easier to talk to people that don't know you because they will not judge you. Yeah, because they will not judge you. and they will not reject you because they don't know you. They'll just help you and it ends there. So there is Chainama. You have professional therapists there and counselors. I know there is a negative feeling that comes with Chainama because the majority of the times when we talk about Chainama, the first thing that comes to mind is abapena, crazy people, mad people. That's the first thing that comes to mind. But did you know that Chainama does not only offer services that relate to madness only? They offer counseling sessions. They offer therapy there. And there is nothing wrong with going to see a therapist. There is nothing wrong with that. I know the African mindset says, Ine, going for therapy. We will say no to that. A number of us, we can't go for therapy. But there are a number of services that are offered at Chainama. It's not just the mental part. The issue is that we want to go to Chainama when things have become worse. So mental health is very important. Very, very important. And we must be a people that are going to invest in our mental wellness as well. Not just our physical wellness. The mind also is part of health. It's not just about the pains of the body. When a person says, I am sick, it's not just about the sickness of the pains of the body. The mind also gets sick. There is mental exhaustion where you're tired, your mind is tired, you're stressed, you don't know how to handle the stress. So that's where now therapists will come in, counselors will come in, and Chainama offers those services. We will never know the services that Chainama offers because we are so scared to go there because it's associated with abapena. But that's not the only services that they offer. They offer other services, and therapy and counseling are part of those things. So let's ensure that we do whatever it takes in order for us to be okay. If we can invest in our physical health, we can also invest in our mental health. Let's take time to ensure that we invest in our mental health. Let's not wait until things become bad and become worse in order for us to seek help. We can seek help today. Remember, this has been the Spotlight, where we have meaningful conversations that edify, equip, and ignite the pursuit of purpose. Until we become, we will not relent. And today, just like any other amazing Saturday at 18 p.m., we were talking about opening up. And in conclusion, we are saying it's okay to go for therapy. It's okay to go for therapy. My brothers out there, it's okay for you to go for therapy. You don't have to be dragged down the drain by the things that you are going through. You can always seek help. And sometimes the only way to get the help that you need is for you to be able to open up. Women, let's open up about the things that we are going through so that we may be able to get the need or the help that we need. So from me, Chileshe Joyce Mukonda, I almost say this thing. It's bye-bye and God bless.